It's Paul and Carolyn McElraith here. We are here for our 8th and for now final McElraith marriage moment, and we thought we'd go on location. We wanted to show you a spot that has meant a lot to us, specifically this spring. And so I'm going to lift up the camera and I'm going to show it to you. So this is the Port Frank Sandhill. Now, I don't know if any of you have ever been here, but this sandhill is pretty popular. Kids run up and down it all the time. And this sandhill is close to where our cottage is, close to where Carolyn and I have been isolating during the pandemic. And we wanted to use that hill as a bit of a final little encouragement to you as married couples. So when we were in isolation and everyone was kind of closed in and limited from meeting with people late March into April and May, we weren't getting physical exercise like we wanted to. And Carolyn especially is someone where she makes it a goal to get physical exercise, and our son DJ was staying with us at the time and he wanted to get out and be physically active. And so they thought, well, why not come to this hill, this sand hill, and walk up and down it. Now our son DJ, he ran up and down it, but Carolyn was right there with him walking up and down the hill. Now tell us.
Well, DJ and I actually have done it for a couple years. So we've had experience going up and down the hill, but during the pandemic, he couldn't work out in a gym, which he would do daily. So he needed something more intense. So that's, like Paul said, we decided let's do the sand hill, but let's really up the intensity. So we would go probably every 2 or 3 days. It's not something you can do every day. And yeah, DJ, he's a beast. Like, he'll do it with weights and he'll run it. I'm just walking up and down.
But how many times would you do it?
I think my record was 26.
So that up and down counts for 1. So 26 times means she went up and down, like up and down 52 times in total. But up and down counts as 26.
But DJ was like over 30.
Yeah.
And we wouldn't always do it that much. Like our average was mine was probably averaging about 20 each time, and DJ was about 25.
So how many?
It was a good hour workout. So it was intense.
How many do you think I could do? So this is the point of what we want to talk to you now. And that is the whole idea of setting goals and encouraging. Remember, we've talked about in marriage relationships that you really are to be each other's greatest cheerleader. And that means that you talk to each other about the goals that you have, and then you challenge each other on how to achieve those goals. I looked at Carolyn and DJ and their commitment to running up and down here for the pure reason of just staying physically active. And so that eventually dragged me out here. And with a little bit of coaxing and encouraging, I think the first time I came out, I was 5 times, and I was dead. But you know what? With their encouragement and realizing that it will do my health good, I think the next time, I think I got 10.
Yeah, he did really well.
And then I did 15, and then I had to do one more than 15. I did 16. That's the maximum. And honestly, we have not done this
since it's been so hot.
Since it's been so warm.
You can't do it in the heat. It's brutal.
But the point is, Carolyn encouraged me, and I like to think that when I saw her on the hill, I was encouraging her. And that for us was the way that we were able to set goals and cheerlead each other on in terms of physical fitness. Now, we want to challenge you with that in all areas of your married life, realizing that you may be at all different stages. Some of you have young kids. Some of you may be teenagers, and some of you like us where your kids are all gone and we've got a bit more time and maybe a few more resources to do things. But we encourage you to set goals as individuals, set goals as couples, and set family goals. Talk about those things with each other on a regular basis, and then help each other in the ways that you're going to try to achieve those goals.
And there's different areas too. Like, I talk to my kids about these quadrants that we have to be aware of in our life. Like, spiritually, that's huge. And Christ is at the center of this wheel, but there's the spiritual disciplines that we need to nurture. And then physical, like Paul just referred to, and then emotional and mental. And relationally, there's all these different areas that we can set goals for.
And that's a great way of doing, a great way of looking at it. And I know for Carolyn and I, I've just come out of a season where I was in school for 3 years. And before I could enter into that time, I had to sit down with Carolyn and we had to talk about it. And I had to share what sort of my dreams and my goals were. And then she, as my life partner, had to speak back into me and point out some things maybe I needed to be aware of so that I could continue on with that individual goal. But through it all, although there were difficult times, she cheerleaded me every step of the way. And I know for you, what would be something that you're looking at in terms of an individual, couple goal, or even a family goal in the future?
I think like, so when Paul and I talk about setting goals, like we have short-term goals and then longer-term goals.
So short-term would be about how long?
So short-term would be, maybe like 6 months to 2 years, perhaps.
Okay. And then longer-term?
And longer-term would be, I think, anything over 3 years, right?
Okay.
Maybe 3 to 10. Like I know when our kids were younger, we financially, that's another quadrant, right, that you can set goals for. I know we set goals to have RESP money for our kids. We ended up having 4 kids. They all got university degrees. Like, that's expensive. Everybody knows that. But fortunately, we set those goals when they were young.
Little by little.
Right, and we just had money coming off the top of our paychecks that we didn't even see that went into RESPs.
And that's something we talked about, we were together, we agreed with.
Like decades ago.
And then we figured out what it is that we could manage. And when you're cheerleading each other, instead of feeling like it's nagging, you're actually on the same team and you're working in collaboration. So financial is a big area where you can set goals and then revisit them every 3 months. I often tell people on their wedding anniversary, go out and celebrate, but then look deep into each other's eyes and talk about what you're dreaming of as an individual, as a couple, and as a family over the next year or 2 years.
And your goals will change depending on what season you're in. Like obviously now we're not, saving for RESPs for our kids, but we are doing it for our grandkids.
Yeah.
We've started the same kind of thing. So
little by little.
Little by little.
But you work together on it.
I think for myself though, moving forward, Paul and I are in this new season of as seniors, like we're entering
oh my goodness,
our golden years.
Golden years.
So I think for me, being a mom and a caregiver of my husband and my children and my parents. I went through a season caring for my parents, which was probably about 10 years, right?
Yeah.
And I feel like I lost a bit of myself. And I talk to other young moms about self-care, but I don't think I've practiced that enough for myself. And so moving forward, that's a goal for me. That's a short-term goal, but it's also a long-term goal. So that's something that I'm dialoguing with Paul about and even myself and before God, saying, what does that look like? And it doesn't mean living selfishly. I think it means living in a healthy way in regards to self.
And that's where I can speak into Carolyn's life to help her find some balance there and just be able to work it out. Because now, instead of our kids needing her, she's got her grandson that is FaceTiming her, wanting her to read books, and she wants that time to be able to devote to him. So it means us maybe adapting and changing a bit of our lifestyle so that Carolyn has the time to be able to do that. And that's the way that I can cheerlead her. And it's so important. I can't stress this enough. The collaboration and the unity that you can have as a couple by just being honest and sharing these things and then cheerleading each other. I should tell you that it's not all rosy. There are times, Carolyn and I had a conversation just this afternoon as we prep for this. And one of the things that she knows about me, and I know, but I'm not able to take some positive advice from her all the time, is just my eating habits and my weight. And her desire for me is, you love me.
I just want him to be healthy.
She wants me to be healthy.
And I worry.
But she's taken away my chocolate chip cookie.
I haven't.
But you know what? It was a little tense when we were in a conversation about this just an hour or so ago. But when I stop and realize that she loves me, she wants me in her life for a long time. And when she says that, then it makes me realize, she wants the best for me, and I trust that, and I'd be more willing to listen to that. So, any final words? Because we've already gone over time.
Okay. No, but we've really enjoyed having these marriage moments with everybody, and thank you for the opportunity. And Paul and I are here for you anytime.
We're praying for you,
praying for you.
Encourage you as a bit of a action step out of this. Sit down with your partner. And talk to each other. What are you dreaming? Invite yourself into the dreams of each other, and then be your cheerleader, be each other's greatest cheerleader through some of these things, and revisit them so that you know how you're doing. God bless you. Thanks for listening. Take care. Bye-bye.